Hello and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB, and today in the arena, we're going to jump into the white color challenge in Brawl. So, in Brawl, you only get a couple of lovely commander options from mono white, whereas in blue I felt like I had a lot. A few like Tomic are just kind of like, okay, well, you played a 2-3. Some are pretty creative. Johnny requires the life gain theme. Linden also goes for that, but I found those very, very underwhelming. And God Eternal Ketra is really expensive. The opponent sees this coming from a mile away, and you almost never get to untap with it or play it and a creature on the same turn. If you do, it's turn 7 or 8. That's not anything to get excited over. And then there's Safara, which I know, Merchant played this on YouTube. I tried it. I hated it. Seemed like I never had the flyers. It was a pretty weird commander. But then we have our Lord and Savior, the tragic hero himself, Gideon. Gideon Blackblade, who is going to slant us in probably the most aggressive possible direction for our white Brawl deck. And you just see basically one of anything close to a good white pump effect, creature, or combat trick or removal to fill out an aggressive curve and play probably as an aggressive a Brawl deck as I can create. So without going down all the list, it's like all the good creatures. Pump spells, especially those that give evasion. So like Arrestor Zeal, God's Willing. Those are two important pump spells for getting the final points of damage through. Then we've also got, I even have Apostle the Purifying Light in here because I'm just hoping, they play black. Give me something to do. I have Fencing Ace to go with some of those pump effects to get some big damage through on a double striker. Almost anything with an adventure I want to run just because I need some value in my deck. Hanged Executioner. I've got the Tactician, like I said. If it has an adventure and it's 3 mana or less, it's probably okay. And then we have the pump effects. So we start hitting Unbreakable Formation, Heraldic Banner. We even have Inspired Charge. We have Venerated Loxodon. So these are the ways of making our team bigger and stronger. There aren't nearly as many as I would like. Harmonious Archon counts as well. And then we have Ravnica at War, which this is another one you just hope to catch people with and exile all multicolored permanents because we are mono white. We have no multicolored permanents. So if we run into somebody with their Nicole Bolas and a bunch of other stuff like a Thief of Sandy, I don't know. This can get them all. And that is sort of the one little trump card we have. So yeah, let's dive in and let this mono white vanilla ice cream nonsense begin. We're fighting Kaikar, Jeskai. Already took their free mulligan. Our hand is fine. The Apostle's not good, but we do have creatures on every turn. Being on the draw is usually a big problem, as normal, but we'll see if our opponent can come out fast and furious with their 3-color deck compared to our 1-color deck, which in theory should add consistency. Venerable Knight is better than a Hunted Witness early, can get some extra damage in, so let's do it. Our opponent did open on a basic island, as opposed to a tap land or something like that. Let's see how good their mana goes. Often when they open on a basic, it could spell mana and color problems for them later. No, well, never mind. They found, or they either drew or had this Scryland. And I guess I'll get out my Apostle of Purifying Light, who did not manage to come up against a black deck. But is still a 2-1 for 2 and maybe get some damage in, maybe not. Maybe our opponents just got Deafening Clarion up their sleeve immediately. No, it's Midnight Clock. Good little bit of mana ramp. Let's make them deal with Gideon right away. Might as well take some life. I don't think there's a haste creature going to come over and beat us down. And our opponent doesn't have the mana yet for Kaikar because this is all, well, now they do. But, okay, God Eternal Kefnet is here. Put a counter on your clock. We draw God's Willing. So, Prison Realm. Put Kefnet back in the deck, probably. The opponent, of course, gets the choice. It's their call. Does Kefnet go here or into the deck? Into the deck. Do not need more land, so that's a good scry. Do we hold up a God's Willing? What's our opponent likely to do? A little more life is fine. I think we just want to get out our Hunted Witness. I think I want all the damage I can possibly get out of these turns before our opponent stabilizes and makes a million tokens. They've got the Passage, they've got the Kaikar. They can probably play a spell and a Kaikar to make a token as well, so they have two bodies. No, they're banishing into Fable, which is, when you cast it from your hand, if you control an artifact, you copy it, so you do, and it returns cards to our hand and makes a knight. I mean, 2 knights, that's pretty amazing. That's devastating is what that is. Well, we have an angel. If we pass here, though, the opponent knows something's up. Our attacks aren't great, but I can drop Gideon and make this indestructible. And then we have something to attack with.
I am here to aid in the assault. I believe it.
But yeah, this is getting bad quickly. That Banish into Fable was pretty awesome. The opponent goes to 9 as we try to fight and claw our way through, and we end the turn. Let's see what our opponent's next trick is. Royal Scions. Discard draw, sure. And another land. They've hit their land drops perfectly. They're just never deploying Kaikar. They're attacking Gideon. Well, it's Vigilant. I think I may as well use some of my blocks here. See, this gets this off the board. This makes a one lifelinker out of this, so I have something to crack back with. If I use the God's Willing, it doesn't leave me in great shape. Not to mention the opponent still has 2 cards. They might have a trick to interact with my God's Willing. Maybe letting Gideon take this is fine, and then I can turn around, give indestructible, attack with 2 things. Yeah, maybe this is just fine. I'd rather be attacking with my creatures than blocking anyway. Knight you control, just checking. Alright. We'll go like this.
Do not frighten me.
Alright, my turn. Unclear if the opponent has actual tricks or if they're just messing with me. So, who's indestructible? Who's coming with me? You have become indestructible. Alright, let's see how the opponent plays this. If I attack with this, the opponent trades, and it's the same situation as before, which I didn't really want to dive into. And with an opponent at 9, they're probably going to take a chump. Probably not 2, go to 7. If I attack with both, they might take this trade. Maybe I get the damage in. If I get the damage in, I'm pretty happy, right? If I get the opponent to 3, then I'm a God's Willing away, or an Angel of Grace away. So I think that's what I'm trying to set up here. So we get 2 points in, and the knights are gone. So with that done, I think I need to be mindful of a sweeper, which means we should just pass. And we have our flash options in Rally, God's Willing, and Angel of Grace open. The opponent will draw 2. We could have responded to that by putting something onto the battlefield, but I don't think that's a very good play, as it plays into a sweeper if they have one. Now here comes Kaikar. These creatures are white. Gotta remember that. Justice Strike. Sure. How am I gonna get the final points through? They're tapping out. I need to draw a pump. I definitely have some. Well, crap. But they're also making another creature with this. And, yep, I can't God's Willing that. We'll send you to command, though.
My strength gave out.
They're trying to stabilize you guys. We gotta stop them. Alright, here's my angel. Draw a pump. Inspired charge. Crap. Yeah, I somehow have to use the God's Willing to break through their defenses. But I'm only going to get 1 damage in this turn, so I need a 6-power creature as well. I'm trying to decide if I just God's Willing now and get the opponent to 2, but I don't think I can actually beat them if I make that play. I think from there I'm in too much trouble. I don't think having Gideon out's going to do it. I think I just have to play a whole bunch of creatures. Well, if I get out the Law Rune Enforcer, Rally for the Throne, maybe we can sneak something through. I'm sure the opponent blocks the Angel. I hope they don't, but I'm sure they should. Uh-huh. Alright, up to 30. We'll say our opponent... Do they run counters? We haven't seen one. We'll say go. They might have a negate for the rally to make me really regret my life. But it's coming down to this. Huh. I still have Scions. Yeah, it's all coming down to a top deck now. Like, if we let this game go another turn, we will die.
Decisions.
Crap. That's horrible because it makes an artifact creature. So the Angel can't get through with the God's Willing.
Whatever your plan, it's just a small example of my genius.
Alright, dare you attack? You feeling brave? Ooh, maybe?
Bravery galvanizes any plan.
Ooh. Okay. I'm setting an upkeep stop because I think I'm going to God's Willing on upkeep. So the opponent might be thinking this gets tapped by the Law Rune Enforcer anyway. Here comes Rally for Throne. 1/1/1/1/1. So we upkeep, we God's Willing this. If we draw any removal spell for this, I think we win. Clock goes to 11. God's Willing. Protection from white. Hold on to your butts. You are not it. Full sweat. Nope. 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 Man. We tried. We tried. Fighting Tristani, there's a fresh one. Still no 1-drop, but I think we keep it. Just the Apostle's obviously not going to be good here, but the Rally and the Gideon and the Venerated Loxodon are all, you know, Rally and Venerated Loxodon are ready to party. Opponent takes one of their mulligans. How about the next one? Ooh, all right. You don't see that every day. London mulligan to 6 in Brawl. So we'll hit the Grange. It's all it ever is a tapped land. I don't know if you play with these cards. I can't seem to get them to be more than a tapped land. Maybe my pessimism is punishing me. All right, now what? I think next turn I can actually play out Gideon and then use the ability of Gideon to get an attack in. So one thing I gotta wonder about here is a Raise the Alarm. I would have to draw land to have Rally of the Throne into Venerated Loxodon next turn, whereas if I rally now... It's just that the Gideon does get in more damage. I could make the Apostle indestructible if my opponent has Raise the Alarm and get damage in. So let's do that. Okay, there was no stick there. Still, I'm gonna play as if I'm not trying to read the stick too much. I don't want to risk my Apostle of the Purifying Light to a Raise the Alarm token. If we draw a land off the top, next turn we can go land, rally for the throne, venerated Loxodon, and Gideon can give something vigilance, so we also get a punch in if that's a good attack. Prison Realm, ready to go. How about that? Send you to command.
Strength gave out.
All right. The redundancy of answers in this format is pretty crazy, but all right. We drew Ravnica at war. That could be feisty. Do I try to hit my land drop with the Defiant Strike? No. Falling behind on land is sad, but it's not as bad for this deck as it is for others. 4 mana does what? It's Beast Whisperer time. Let's have a rally. That land is a little late. It's fine, though. We'll go with the Finale. And we'll go with the Loxodon. I imagine the opponent will take their turn to play Trostani, which will get a nice board for them. But I have the Unbreakable formation to smash right into it. If you smell what the Lox is cooking. It's not an impression I do. Don't judge too harshly. It's not one of those ones I know it's bad. It's just a reference at this point. What you got? We're going with Knight of Autumn? That surprises me. I would have thought it was Trostani time to build a wide board. But what do I know? I know nothing, Jon Snow. And a Charming Prince can exile the Knight of Autumn, bring it back for more life, or, I don't know, for +1/+1 counters. Some people just can't resist a cute combo. All right, you made a 4/3. Well, we do have the Inspired Charge for the blowout. We can go with that, or we can go with the formation. I guess the formation does more damage over time, because if we formate this turn, then next turn they'll have the +1/+1 counters for this turn and for next turn. So yeah, let's do it. Smash. No good blocks for that 4/3 Knight of Autumn. No good blocks for anything when you play Unbreakable formation, usually. Just soak up some damage. You're gonna feel it. You're gonna feel this in the morning. Then we'll Defiant Strike something and draw the card. I don't see any point in holding it. And yeah, that's gonna be great because we hit our land drop. And it's a land that can have Summoning Sickness. We might need you. Applause, applause. It's gotta be Trostani time now, unless you pack board wipes in that green-white deck. If you do, I still have the District to just go smack ya. Here we go. Draw a card from Beast Whisperer. Make 2 nerds. I'm pretty sure if I... Let's see, this can put you up to 8. So yeah, you can go up to 8 from lifelink if this is gone. Then you go block, 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 and you still take 10. So, Ravnica at War. Exile all multicolored permanents. And that should be all she wrote in this particular contest. Here comes Lethal. What have we here? Kiora, and we have a curve. Let's dance. Faye, Alarm, Banner, maybe Gideon. It's gonna be a lot of pressure. Let's see if Kiora is up to the challenge. Gilded Goose, shut you down. I'm just gonna main phase this. Obviously, if there's a negate, that's bad, but just want to have the stuff on the battlefield. We got a touchy opponent, just going around touching my cards. You just slam the Kiora here? If you do, I'm going to deal a lot of damage to her. I'm not sure. Not sure what the right move is. The opponent might just be opting to make some food, or they might be holding up a counter for this Gideon. Let's go for the Heraldic Banner. Naming white. Let's smash in. Take it all. All right, I'm just gonna play the Giant Killer and keep establishing a board presence here, rather than try to hold it for chop down. I'm not looking for value, I'm looking for a dead enemy. These decks probably don't sweep the board, so if I just get a lot of power on the board, they might have a hard time interacting, and the opponent goes for Prime Speaker. Okay. Ooh. The problem with you is that I don't actually have another creature after this. Also, do I just attack hard and hope the opponent doesn't block? They might be too cowardly to. I could also tap down and play Gideon. You know, that's fine. In fact, I've got this sweet play. We need to enter full control, I think, but we plus here, we give you Vigilance. We move to combat. We attack with all, but before blocks, we tap down your Prime Speaker so it can't stop the beating. And you're at 11. Let's see how you get out of this. It's a lot of very fast aggressive damage, and the opponent's manually tapping the only 3 lands they have. What could it mean? Kiora is here. This lets the opponent double Prime Speaker. They Lotus Field. Okay, they've got the Lotus Field combo with Kiora. They can only use one or the other, though. I mean, what do you get for 2? Fibblethib? Draw 2 cards. What's the card? Kroll Harpooner could take out the Guide Mother, but that's it. I mean, our opponent's looking at having a lot of cards in their deck. Is that going to matter? They have to watch out. The Giant Killer is still here. And perhaps now they feel, oh wait, I better defend myself. What to do? If I tap this, there's an okay block for Fibblethip here, but 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I think the opponent is just dead. So let's make sure we hold full control. Nope, that was wrong. I forgot to give out the Vigilance. Punt. That is a punt for your boy, but let's just... I'm curious to see what they do next turn anyway. So yes, I punted this game. 100%. Let's see what happens next. I should have won. I lost. Well, I didn't lose yet. Our opponent could have a Deputy of Detention, but they would have to get to a 3-drop. Let's make them have it. But yeah, I miss lethal. I'm over it. Maybe I'll be over it. I actually knew the whole thing I wanted to do, but I just forgot to activate the Gideon and I got ahead of myself. Our opponent has 8 mana available and a Prime Speaker. Remember, they can untap their Lotus Field. Let's see what they do. I'm sure you are curious, like me, what their deck is really capable of. We'll just say that's the subliminal reason. That's the subliminal reason we're playing another turn here. Ouchie. Okay. Are you gonna sacrifice the Gideon? Not my banner. Command. Nice ultimating of the Gideon there with the agent. The opponent says, good game.
My sword is your game.
All right, good game. They're already gone, but yeah, wow. Okay, we did it. We survived it. I hope you enjoyed this look at Mono White Gideon Brawl. It's not... I think that the life gain version with the Ajani that makes other Pride Mates, I think that is the one that's kind of, in an ideal world, more fun. And I totally accept that. I think the Gideon one is more likely to win you games. And I think it does show that you are capable of playing an aggressive role in Brawl and not being a complete pushover. I also played this a bunch on my stream. I don't know if the VOD will be live or not, but on the stream we were able to beat Golos and Oko with this deck, and it was very fun. I'm not saying it's a great matchup, maybe I just got lucky, but it at least feels like I'm keeping White in the game, and White has... it's just so lacking It's such vanilla ice cream right now. It lacks any like pure flavor. That you just kind of have to. You gotta be happy when you can get a few wins and do the aggressive thing well. I think that that's where you have to find your joy in playing mono white. So I hope that you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. As always, I will see you in the next video. And the color challenge rolls on. Yep, it's coming. Covert Go Red. See you soon.